Okay, so here's a 7x5 tile that we had used in my bathroom. I had beautiful porcelain up there, but they tore it down and put up the ceramic. So I have a bunch of these extras. It's a good size for a tile to make your transfer swipes on. I'm going to use this gesso, which I use all the time to. I don't scrape swipes so much as I re-gesso them, or scrape paintings rather. So this is, I just paint over them when they dry. But if it's a really cheesy canvas, like a dollar store one, I will add this. So this is stage one of the transfer swipe thing. It's a good thing I didn't have this on when I was squeezing out the gesso, because it made some pretty embarrassing sounding noises. Hold on here. I want you to see that I'm actually doing it. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on pause and do this properly. And this will dry in a few hours, and then I'll, obviously it won't look like this. It'll be nice and then flat. But this, I wanted you to know this is what I'm using for my transfer swipes. So I'm making it this way. Okay, so here's a big shocker. These are not 8x7s. I don't know why they're 7x5s. They're 8x10s, and I had enough. Obviously, I used too much on the first one, and I had enough to do two because we have so many left over. Because I couldn't find any of my 6x6 beautiful porcelains, but in a way I'm glad, because I don't want to use a porcelain tile for this. They're just so precious to me. Anyway, but these are ceramics, and we have quite a few. So plus I hate them. I have no trouble. So now I have two things I can use them for, one for testing and one for transfer swipes. But today we're definitely going to make a painting, and that's why I'm going to keep pausing this so you don't have to see me. But I wanted you to see what I'm doing, after each thing. Sorry, I don't have a tripod, so it's going to be like this. Yes, everything is a mess. You can see all my stuff. I have, like everyone else, this all fell down the other day. Like, it's really not in good condition. I haven't really got my stuff, organized at all. There's a lot of paints underneath. These ones here have all the these ones here have all the pouring mix medium for the bloom in them, but the ones on the bottom are just Floetrol. So anyway, we're going to keep doing this, however nauseating it may be. Okay, so we'll put these off to dry for now. So yeah, you can see I'm just putting them here by this heater. This is a basement, and at night it gets very cold, so it takes a few hours to warm it up. They'll dry over here. I just wanted you to see the brush I used, just a cheap brush. Washed it out in 5 seconds. Like, it just, when you use hot water, it just goes down. Don't put too much on the brush though, unless you're going to take a lot off. But yeah, so that's enough about that. Okay, so as you can see, this is my pillow paint. It's bare semi-gloss. I guess I should put, everything's bilingual here. It's paint and primer in one, but it's also pure white. I add Floetrol to thin it out. It was very heavy. But this one here is for the pouring medium, and it's the bare 3300 with the polycrylic. I have a nice quart of that now, because this one, we're done with this already. But yeah, water-based. This one's clear gloss. Mine is the matte. So, but the paint is gloss. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So I also wanted to show that I mix the drops for my, what do you call it? Shoot, again in the French here. For the cell activator, I add 4 to 6 drops of this. 1 part glue, the glue all. I thought everything was like sitting here, and it's not. Sorry. The glue all I add, there it is. And the Floetrol, right? American Floetrol. That makes my cell activator, and I keep it in this small thing. It's black, but I'm going to look for, there's a purple that's an opaque, and I might try that. Maybe we can do something with that, but I just want to show you all the stuff, and I've mixed up a bunch of more colors. So yeah, we're going to make a painting. Very quickly, the colors are the apple green, magenta type red, Prussian blue from Amsterdam, There's this one is like from Folk Art. I think it's their glitter gold. It adds like a splash of like shine and stuff in there. And then there's the phthalo green, and there's yellow in there. So there's other colors that I'll probably add. But just so you know, I'm going to just throw them all on. They're all mixed with the pouring medium as per Jody instructions. So let's hope we get a chicken dinner out of this in the end. So here, I meant to say I added, this is my pillow paint that I put in another thing. I added a little bit of Floetrol and to this because I wanted to make it go further. I hope that's okay. I also realized I should probably add some GAC. I have this, and I'm going to add that to it as well. Okay. And also the paints, they're thick. As usual, I did, stop it with the fingers. Uh, I did what Jody said, but if they're still not runny, even though they've been sitting, I'm wondering, is it okay to add a bit of distilled water to these? Because that's what I'm doing. So I hope it's okay. Crazy. By the way, this is a 7 by 5. Oh, 7 by 9, it says? What? I don't know. It's one of those things you buy at the dollar store. They're really flat, but it was the right size. And I can tell, I can tell that it's not like in the middle, something's uneven. But yeah, I put a lot of color on here because I'm going to be using a blow dryer. And there's my pouring medium ready to go. Sorry about all these quick movements. I'll be done soon. So here is everything before I put the, it's ridiculous, put the cell activator on. There it is. Wish me luck. Not great. I had cells and then I blew them all off. So I added way too much paint on this, unfortunately, but we do get some cells in the middle. I'm going to try a straw to see if I can get anything, and then we could spin this out and maybe get something. There are cells and there's lacing, but I think either my thing was, I had too much paint on there, too many colors probably. And, we'll see what happens, but I'm definitely going to use a straw in the middle. So still hopeful. Okay, so I went in and with a straw and went in the middle. I love this, of course. Look at that. If I have to get rid of everything else to keep that, I'm tempted, but this is just a board. This is a process video for people who are learning, like me, how to take your lumps while you do this. Luckily, I didn't use a lot of paint, but I just used so many colors that they turned into a lot. Also, the pillow wasn't huge, but it was thinner than some of the paints, even after I added a bit of distilled water, which, but as I sit here, I can see more cells, and I didn't do anything, didn't modify my cell activator since the last time I used it. And I call that a good sign that whatever I've got, and I have it written down, I think it's 7 drops total I added a little more distilled water and a little more Floetrol when I did my first tile, which is a video on here. And that was my first attempt at using all my bloom ingredients. You can see up here how pretty, even with these colors, which is a bit of everything. I don't know if you can see it, but over here you might see. There's Prussian blue, there's phthalo green, there's Folk Art bronze, there's this sort of flow paint in orange, in yellow. Of course, we're getting orange anyway, but see, the cells are getting bigger, and I wonder, but they all look white underneath. And that's kind of my concern. Are we just going to have a bunch of white cells? So let me start spinning this thing, and I'll spare you the noise this makes. My other one's very quiet, but this one's not, so I'll spare you that. So I'm looking at this and realizing that, the hairdryer went right down to the pillow, and because I was so gingerly applying the one time I didn't put enough color on, we don't have any colorful cells. I mean, it's just not going to happen. So what I've seen many people do in the past is just try again on the same panel. So I'm going to start over with this one. This time I blew with my mouth. So I was sitting on a stool, And this part here I blew so hard it went right down to the pillow, but look at the rest. It's selling. Now, it's not as many cells, but there's a lot more paint on here, as you can see. But I was hoping that would help, make the cells stretch, but a lot of it didn't even get covered, right? Because I didn't put enough of the black on. So I might try putting a little more on. Let's just hold on. My Jody was speaking through my head and said, swipe that. So I did with a very small swipes tool. There's still areas I can swipe, but look at the middle as it sat there. Got interesting. So even if we have to tip a lot of this stuff off, that middle lacing could turn out to be interesting. It's not perfect. I've gotten better results already in my first try, but hey, those are cells. There's multicolors, and swiping is so much easier for me than blowing. I'm actually lightheaded. I smoked for 20 years. It's been like almost 7 years since I quit, but still, that's got to matter, right? Okay, I'm going to pause it and see what else more damage I can do. I know I sound like a complainer, but I don't have an assistant, and the thing just went flying. So I gave it a good turn, and the canvas flew, but landed right back on the middle. It was really uneven, so I was playing with it so it wasn't stuck on there. But as you can see, we're slowly getting it gone. It'll be gone soon. And we'll see what we can do with it. What a difference some lighting makes. Here's what I've spun out so far on this 8 by 10. There you can see some of that glittery gold dust from folk art that I bought years ago and never used it. Because I'm not one of these people who wants to have glitter in all my paintings, but some people you see when they're holding up their work, they're like showing you how glittery it is. I think it should be subtle, but it is. This is just a tester. But look at some of the cells I got and some of the lacing, most of which has gone away because I tipped it off to try to salvage this as some kind of bloom. I don't know if it's worth it, but I tell you, it looks so pretty in that middle. Let me get the glare off of it, maybe if I stand over here. Okay. It's pretty. The potential is there, right? We're almost there, still learning. Also, the thing about Amsterdam is they're really great for their semi-transparents, So even when I'm doing other pours, I love seeing, gold or yellow and red make this little green there. I love that about Amsterdam. It's very important, I found out, to specify, because I have to order mine online. They're hard to find here. And if you have to tell them which transparency or opaque you want, there's some cool things just as an overall painting. But yeah, I'm going to keep spinning this until mostly the middle is left. I could try blowing out with more cell activators.